Tips and tricks number 15, model with pictures. Again, this is only on the color. And we're going to take this picture right here, put it as background for our grid, and then model the curve. All right, so bring up the calculator. We'll clear out what's in y equals. What we want to do is put that in the background. So I'm going to go to second zoom, which is format. Press the up arrow 1, 2 times to get to background. And I'm going to press the right arrow and go through the backgrounds. And some of mine may be different than yours. For example, I have the state of Illinois in mine, but go to image 4. And image 4 should have this water fountain that I see as a parabola. So we're going to leave that there. I'm going to press zoom 6 so that I have a standard window with this as the background. I would like to have the window, the square window, my favorite window there. So let's go ahead and put the grid on and put in our favorite window. So under second zoom, I'm going to, which is format, go down to grid off and over to grid line. Press enter. And then for window, the window that I like that's square, -12 to 12, the steps of 1, -7.5 to 7.5 in steps of 1. And again, this is just my preference. You don't have to use this, but it just does make for a nicer looking grid. So now when I press graph, I have that as my background, and I want to find the equation of this parabola in reference to this coordinate system here. So we're going to do this in steps. I like to say it's kind of like name that tune. This is equation that graph. So I'll go into y equals, and I'm going to start off with a -x squared. I'm going to try that as my first guess. So in y1, I'm putting in a -x squared. And we'll go ahead and graph it. And it is an upside down curve, so it's okay. But it looks like I need to move it up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.5 about. And when it's that, I have to add 6.5 outside the function. So I used to do this on y1, just kept changing that, but I think it's a better idea to just show how it builds up. So I'm going to go with -x squared plus 6.5. So that'll be my second guess, and this is going to be red. And it looks like that was a good call there. And now I need to move to the left 1.5. And I'm going to make a mistake that's common in Ohio, maybe not where you are, but common in Ohio. And I'm going to go with y3 being the opposite of the quantity. Oh, let me look back there. So let me go down to y3. I shouldn't have done that because that gave me an error. So let me clear that and now go back to the graph. It looks like I have to move 1.5. Yeah, 1.5. So at y3, I'm going to go negative the quantity. And since I'm going to left, I'm going to go x minus 1.5, which I know is incorrect, but oftentimes Ohio students do that. And then it's plus the 6.5 still. But I want you to see what students see when they do this. They immediately get told that this isn't the right one, though I've had some of them come up and say, my calculator's broken, I told it to go left and it went right, when in fact it didn't. But so they learn from their mistakes, and I think that's a very good thing to do here. So I'm going to go back to y3 and change that minus sign to a plus sign. And I think you can see that is a much better, closer to fit. The only thing left is I got to make this wider, and unfortunately some of my students would make the coefficient here larger to make it wider, even though it's negative in size. So for y3, I'd let you play with this, but I think we'll just go right to it. But if we go -0.4 times the quantity of x plus a positive 1.5 the quantity squared plus 6.5. And see how that pink one looks. And it looks pretty doggone good there, okay. And if you want to, turn off the other ones, you can. But I'd like you to consider all the good mathematics that we just did here. All these transformations, you got dilations, you got a horizontal shift, you got a vertical shift, you've got reflection, all those different things going on here. So, and the students get immediate feedback on whether they're right or not. So I like this one. I hope you did too.